brief overview about who we are, who the Asia Foundation is, and more details about this program. So let's see if I can control the slides. Sunmi, could you change the slides for me, because I can't seem to control. Okay, thank you. Thanks so much. So the Asia Foundation is an international development organization. We have been working in Asia for over 65 years with the goal of improving lives and expanding opportunities. Our headquarters are in San Francisco, and we have an office in Washington, D.C., but we also have a presence in 18 countries in Asia. I'm based in Singapore. I'm the program manager here, and I'm co-leading this program with my colleague Apurva, who you'll speak with later in this program. So the Asia Foundation works across a range of topics, ranging from strengthening governance, improving, empowering women, expanding economic opportunities, working in the area of environment, and also doing programming around international cooperation. Now, increasingly, we have also been focusing on the digital economy, especially since the pandemic, which really highlighted how disproportionately certain groups of populations, minorities, underprivileged groups were not benefiting from the rapid advancements in the digital space. So our program specifically focuses on areas such as the digital divide, digital economy, skills and employment, women in STEM, entrepreneurship, future of work, etc. And in this space, we have established something called the Future Skills Alliance. Sunmi, could you change the slide? Thank you. So the Future Skills Alliance is a collective impact platform that brings together actors from the public and private sector to deliver future skills at scale to the region's most underserved groups. And under this, we have several pathways through which we target different audiences, starting from the Let's Read program, which is basic reading and digital skills for children. Then we have more advanced digital skills to leverage the digital economy for adults, but we specifically focus underprivileged groups such as youth or people with disabilities or the elderly. We have the STEM ConnectHER program that I'm going to tell you more about in a bit. We also have the Skills to Work program, which looks at upskilling and reskilling women and youth and hard-to-reach groups to either start or to transition in their careers as the economy is changing. And finally, we have the Accelerate program, which works specifically with women-owned MSMEs. And how to leverage the digital space to grow their businesses. Next slide, please, Sunmi. So why did we develop the STEM ConnectHER program? Sunmi briefly, talked about this, that, there's a big divide in women's participation. If you look across the globe, this is not just an Asia-specific problem. If you look across the globe, women's participation in STEM tends to be under 30%, in some cases even under 20%. And the problem is further exacerbated, as you can see in this graph from the World Economic Forum report, that as you grow in your careers, women's participation tends to drop dramatically in senior positions in STEM careers. That's the light blue line that you see. The dark blue line is for non-STEM careers, and the light blue line is for STEM careers. So women's participation in senior positions in STEM careers tends to be around 12%, which should be unacceptable. To us, it is unacceptable, and we'd like to address this issue. The Asia Foundation conducted a research about a year and a half ago to look at what are the challenges faced by women in this region, why are they not entering, and why do they tend to drop out of these careers? And several factors were highlighted. One of the issues that was pointed out is that women said that they didn't see enough people like themselves, enough role models, female role models that they could relate to. And the absence of that is a huge factor in encouraging women to grow in STEM careers. So looking at some of these factors, we've developed the program. Can we have the next slide, Sunmi? Thank you. So we developed a program that has 6 pathways, particularly the 6 pillars that we are using to kind of address the gaps or challenges that were identified by women. First of them is an industry speaker series where we have leading STEM professionals that come from our partner corporations that you can see. I don't know if you can see the name of the corporations that are partnering with us in this program, because on my screen it's hidden. Can you guys see the names or the logos of our corporate partners? Okay, all right, good. So we all of these partners who are supporting us in this program will be giving us experts that will be leading speakers series to webinars. These will be live events where you can ask questions. You'll also have an opportunity to network with other participants from across the region. The range of topics covers both tech trends, leading trends in the area of STEM, and also professional insights on addressing some of the challenges that women face, such as how to negotiate salaries, glass ceilings, work-life balance, these kind of issues. Then the second feature of the program is cross-regional mentoring. Here we bring mentors. Again, we draw upon young professionals, experienced professionals from our corporate partners who volunteer their time and will mentor women who enroll in this program. Mentoring can be both one-on-one. You can send a request to anyone whose skill set or area of expertise interests you and you'd like to learn from them. You can do a one-on-one mentoring session, or you can do a group mentoring session depending on what you're comfortable with. All the mentoring sessions take place online through our text platform, and we have colleagues from text who will be sharing details about how this platform works and how you can onboard on that. In addition to mentoring, we also have a curated library of learning resources. A lot of these courses have been given again by our corporate partners, and they're available for free to the participants of this program. These courses are also available on our text platform that you can access, and we'll be talking more about this later on. You'll also have the ability to do peer-to-peer networking. I heard one of the participants mention this as something that they were looking forward to, being able to connect with women from other parts of Asia. You can do this during live events. You can also do this on our platform, the text platform, and my colleagues from text will share more details about that. And then a new feature that we've introduced is workplace tours, where we will be taking select group of our participants to actually visit the offices of our corporate partners in each of the focus countries that we're working on, and Korea is one of them. You'll get to visit, you'll get to go see, how it is, what happens in these offices, what an average day looks like. If you're working for one of these corporations, you'll also get a chance to speak with and learn, have a tech demo, or be able to ask particular questions that you have about that particular organization or particular career path. And this is also to give an opportunity for young women who haven't yet started their careers to kind of get a sense of how the transition from school to work will look like in the area of STEM. And lastly, we have we offer, if you do the program, you can earn certificates and digital badges, etc., to add to your LinkedIn profile or to share with prospective employers as you graduate. Next slide, Sydney. Thank you. Here's an overview of some of the learning resources that we have. Once you set up your text account on the text platform, you can access these learning resources, go through the library, choose what interests you, what is relevant to your career path. Just to give you a sense, Cisco offers its networking basics, cybersecurity essentials, etc. There's AW has its courses. There's a range of courses, and you will be able to access all of these for free after you establish your account on Dex. Can we have the next slide, Cindy? Now, one of the big aspects of this program is also mentoring. And for some people, this can be the first time that they're actually speaking to a mentor. So we have some tips here for you, how to go about maximizing the benefit from this program. One of the main things is to be clear about your goals. The way we go about this is to encourage you to define what your goal is. We use this terminology called SMART, which means that your goals should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, relatable, and time bound. Just so you can articulate it to your mentor and be able to achieve something from the mentoring session. We also encourage you to be proactive and engaged. Don't wait for the mentor to reach out to you. The onus on reaching out and setting up a mentoring session is on you. So please take that initiative. Establishing trust between the mentor and mentee is important. So be honest and as open as you can. Be respectful of your mentor's time. They're volunteering this time. So be punctual, stay relevant to the topic, and be respectful of the time slot that you have booked. And also come prepared, as prepared as you can. Think through some of the questions that you would ask. Do your research on the mentor. The mentors will also be sharing their profiles. All their information will be available. So it's best to read up to see if you're a good match with a prospective mentor. And in order to do all of this, we will be sharing some resources with you. How to set specific goals, etc. We have some worksheets. These are all optional, and we also have some other resources on our website that you can use that will help you structure and prepare for a mentoring session. And finally, after each mentoring session, it's always nice to kind of reflect on what you've learned and send a thank you note to the mentor. Can we have a next slide for me? So this is an example of a worksheet that's available on the text platform along with some other resources. This is not mandatory. We just give you some pointers. This kind of helps you frame what kind of questions you can ask. And then on the website, we also have some pointers regarding what questions you can ask, some icebreaker questions, how to structure your first meeting, because it can be a bit daunting initially how to start. So we have some good resources on the website that we will share. If you sign up, you'll get a link to these resources where you can read up. That will help you prepare for these mentoring sessions. So next slide. So that's all from me. And now I'll hand it over to my colleagues from Text who can give you more, a walkthrough of what the platform looks like, how to set up your account, etc. If you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, we can. Is there a question? Okay, I don't see any questions. So if that's it from my side, and we can ask Kunal and Shane, who are here from Text, to give you an overview. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I assume it's me now, guys. So welcome, and what a great introduction, and so pleased to see so many young people and in this program. It's just fantastic to hear the aspirations that you all have, and hopefully this is going to be really, really useful for you. We're pretty confident that it is, and we're very proud to be part of the STEM program. So with the Asia Foundation, so thank you for inviting us. So what I'm going to do in the next 20 minutes is I'm going to walk you through the onboarding process, so you get a feel for what's going to happen next. And then I'm going to take you through the actual platform and a couple of key things we'd like you to do when you first get on the platform. Once we've done that, then we'll do some practical examples of how you'd move around, how you start to use it, how you start to connect with the community. Now, remember, you're in a community which is all about, you guys. So the more you participate, the more active you are, the more you're going to get out of it. So I would encourage you to get in there, make a good presence of yourself and connect with each other. The platform's designed for you guys to be talking to each other all the time. So that's how it works. It's very simple, very easy. And as just mentioned, you've got some fantastic mentors that are giving time to support you on your journey. So make the best of that, because it's such a great opportunity to talk to people who have experience, and I'm sure that you will find it very, very useful. But it does take participation. It's not passive. You have to be out there. You have to be active. You've got to look after your own journey. And it's really powerful when you do. So take advantage of what you've got put out in front of you. And congratulations to Asia Foundation for putting this together. This is a fantastic piece of program. Now, there might be some logistics I might get it slightly wrong, Approver Marine, but please let me know if I do. My understanding is that the students are going to, I'm just going to start sharing a screen. Can you guys just enable me for screen sharing, please? It looks like I'm not able to screen share right now. But while you're doing that, so I'm just going to walk you through, as I say, you will go through a registration registration process, and then you will receive a link via email. I believe that's how it's going to come to you, and then that's the steps we're going to go through now. Let me just see if that share is working. Here we go. It is fantastic. All right, so we're going to start here. Okay, you can see that screen now. Maureen, this is correct. They would have got this sort of screen will come to them, I'm assuming, right? So they'll sign up through this, correct? Yeah, okay. So when you've done that, you will get something back from Age Foundation, which will be a link. The link will be, it will take you through to basically the sign up screen. So you'll get the screen, you'll put your email address in here, you add a password, and when you hit continue, basically it'll take you through. Want to verify your email address. Now it's going to send me an email, which I'll just got on the other screen here. You'll see in a second. It's just telling me my email's been verified. I'll confirm my account, and basically when that happens, I can now continue to go onto the program. So that'll happen through your email. You'll get that through. You click on the confirm, and then you get into the first screen of excuse me, the first screen of the onboarding. Okay, so the onboarding is all about, we want to get some data from you so we can start to group you into the right sort of area, whether you're in software design or you're in industrial design or whatever it is you're in. We make sure that you're given the correct sort of start from where you can learn. So I'm going to just follow me through here. You'll see me put my details in, and I'll walk you through this process. So it's me, Shane Grove, it knows who I am. It's got my email address. There's my phone number. And I'm going to say I'm a full-time student. Now, if you are a full-time student, we'd like you to click that. If you're not, that's fine, okay. Now, the first question it says here, I'm primarily here to learn from others or share my experience. Now, remember, some of these screens will change slightly if you're a student. You're not here as a mentor, so you would be here to be learning from others. So you're going to click that one. And they're different for every person, obviously, because if you come on as a mentor, you're going to have slightly different things. We ask you these simple questions. I'm someone who, so I am studying let's say iOS software design. And this gives us a sort of a basis from which we can start to get a sense of who you are. And I think a lot of you said this when you were first starting in your introduction. So this is kind of you putting this in context for someone when they're looking at you, what it looks like. And it might be that I had here a good example that, you know, I want to look at career development and understand some career path options. So in this case, I'm just going to click on career change. You can add whatever these want. You can actually skip this if you don't have that, but we would like you to put some data in here if you can, please. Now, when it comes to the organization that you're from, if you put the university, your university should pop up here. But until we have all those universities lined up in terms of their details, it won't show. But if you're coming in, it would do that. But for now, we can just skip that. We've done that. So this was when I said what sort of role or area of interest. You would have seen that form that we just put up before. This is how you would do that. So you might say, well, I'm a software developer engineer or I'm a web designer. You can choose whichever one you like. And what this is doing is it's just honing us into the type of skill sets that are most likely to be relevant for you. So what we do here is that we present some sample skill sets that might be of interest to you. Now you can select some of these or you can deselect them. So let's say they're not all relevant to you, but for example, so I've deselected, I might say that Python, and I might say that Android software and Android and maybe Java might be of interest to me. So I'm just clicking away on different skills. Don't worry, this is not the last time you're going to play with skills. There's a whole skills engine I'm going to walk you through. This just sets the first line basis for us to move forward with. And do you have other ideas you'd like to add to your profile? And you might say, yeah, I do want to have leadership and management as part of my profile. I want to build that out as I move forward. So just add those into your profile. We will then take that information and we'll just set you up a baseline of what your profile might now look like. And this is what you come back with. This is what we come back with. This is your first landing page. And this is where the hub of text really operates. This is like your daily sort of look. And in here, we'll tell you about sessions coming up. We'll tell you about your progress as you're moving along your journey. We'll tell you about tasks that you can do. And I'll come back to the screen in a minute, because what I want to focus on first is I want you to look at your profile. And when your profile comes and first starts, you'll see it's pretty basic. We haven't done anything here. I haven't added my photo. There's a few things here we can do. There's a lot to explore, and please feel free to go and do that. But the first thing is get some of the basics right. So, you could say a little bit about yourself. You could say, what sort of who you are. You can say a bit about your biography. There's all sorts of things here that kind of help and tip you along. So these little things just help when someone's looking at your profile, how they might engage with you. It makes the mentor feel a little more comfortable that they can find a little bit about your background and it's not completely cold. So spend some time on that. And then what we want to do is we want to start looking at primarily, we want to look at your skills. Okay, so the skills part I was just talking about, this is, you'll see down here, I've clicked on the left-hand side here for skills. We do have your education experience. So you can put the various companies you've worked for, sorry, the university you work for and what you're studying. You can import from LinkedIn your current profile if you want to, but if you're still a student, you probably won't have much of a thing in here. So add your education, add your years, etc. You can do that here. But what I want to focus on here is the skills stuff. So with the skills, as I said, we're giving you some basic skills based on that first thing I said. But what you type in here, we use a data set from a company called Lightcast, and they poll 4 million job ads every week. And what it does is it says every time we find a job of whatever the job title is called, here are all the skills that are relevant to that job. Now, why this is good for you is that you can put in a role, and let's say I want to be an iOS engineer. I'm just using iOS as an example, and I'll go iOS developer engineer. And what this is doing, it's going out and saying, well, every time we see iOS developer as a job ad, here are all the common skills that are typically required for that job ad. So this allows you to then go, well, okay, I need to add these skills into my profile. It doesn't mean you have these skills. It means you may want to learn these skills. Okay, so don't be shy about adding them in. You're not saying you're skilled in this necessarily. I'll take you through that in a second. But what I do want to do is I want to add these things to my profile because I need to learn these skills. I don't know enough for them. I'm just going to add them into the thing. You'll see how they're turning blue and they're coming up into my skill set now. What you can also do, if you want to really focus on a particular area, if you click on one like iOS, it'll put that in the middle and make sure that iOS becomes the most prominent thing if that's what you're doing. So I'm going to add that back into my skill set as well. Now, once I've done that, so I've just done some basic ones for you, I'm going to go in my competency rating. Now, this is where we tell the rest of the world whether I want to learn that skill or I want to share that skill or both. And we do that by just simply clicking, you'll see all these here in you, by simply clicking on learn or share. And then the competency is how you feel. It's self-rating competency. Novice meaning I don't know anything about this at all. And expert being I'm really, really good at this, I'm an expert. Now you judge where you feel you fit in that category. And what this is doing, it's allowing us to match you up with the right sort of level as you move forward. So I'm going to call myself, I don't know much about this. I'm a novice. So you'll see here, I'm just saying number one because I'm a novice and I want to learn these skills. I'm not good enough. I don't know enough about them to share them, but I'm going to learn them. So all mine are on learn. And if I go home now, it'll save them and then it'll bring me back to my home screen. Now, if you look at my skills, you'll see here that I've got, if I show that, it will say those skills are there. Oh, just do a bit of refresh there, go back to my profile. And those skills, sorry, I'm flicking around a second. Those skills will show up here and you can, those showing up, where are they? Sorry. Go back to my skills competency. There we go. Sorry, my fault. I didn't save it. My apologies. So I've updated my skills now. I've saved my skills. If I pop back to my home screen now and look at my skills, they should be popping through here, and they'll come through soon. All right. So the next thing is, once you've added that to your profile, you've done your skills, as I said, you can then look at, there's various things you can walk through here in terms of things like adding your social profile. If you've got, different links to your profiles and stuff. Your calendar availability, that's more for the mentors as opposed to the mentees. You being students, the mentors will put their time. And similarly, these things here, they're probably not too useful for you as students just yet. We'll come back to the home screen. I'll show you how this then operates. So now you come back to your home screen, it's going to say, okay, so here are some experts that can help me on my journey. Now, in this case, I'm going to look at Kanal. And because Kanal looks like he's got some skill sets that I could learn from. And I can click on Kanal and I can look at Kanal's skills. He's got a whole bunch of different skills here that he's sharing. And he's been connected because we're in the same program, so we can see Kanal. And now I've got two ways I can connect with Kanal. I could directly book Kanal, or if I just want to ask Kanal a question before I actually go and book him, I could say, I can do a chat. I can say, hi, Kanal, can you assist with job interview pre-meeting? And then I can send it off to Kanal. Kanal will get a message and he can come back to me and he said, hey, yeah, fine. Yep, I can help you with that. And then we could actually book a session immediately. Now we can do start an instant session just like that by clicking instant, or I'll go, oh, great. Okay, so I'm going to book a time now with Kanal. I'm going to book a time that suits his diary because he's the mentor. So I'm going to say interview prep, whatever the subject is of what you need to meet him with. Now, what you can also do within your group is, because this is a group, this is a closed community, you can invite other students or other colleagues to talk with Kanal at the same time as yourself. So you can be a one-to-one or a one-to-many. Now, Kanal may or may not accept many-to-one. He may only want to do one-to-ones. It's up to Kanal to make that decision. But you can request that, okay? So in this case, it's just going to be me. And then I'm going to look at my diary. Now, we've got a diary calendar here. He's going to be available, the green part. So I'm going to say, okay, 1 o'clock, that looks great for me. I'm going to go, can I book him then? Oh, I'm sorry, back again. I'm going to click that time there. That looks good. Next. Yeah, Kanal will ask me a question. He might say, he might have a standard question for introductory calls. He might have a standard question that says, tell me a bit about yourself before we get into the discussion. Now, just use this to actually go a little bit further so that the mentor gets an idea of what it is you want to talk to them about, because they want to be prepared for the conversation. They want to know, what it is you're going to do. And I say, he's asked me, what's important details you'd like to discuss in this session? And I said, I am meeting with a potential intern opportunity, for example. Whatever it may be. No, excuse my spelling, but anyway, you'll see that, and then I go book the session, I'll go off to Kanal, and then I'll go back to my dashboard. Now, what happens is you'll now see that the interview prep has come up here and it says it's on 1 o'clock on January the 12th with Kanal, interview prep, and it says pending. Now, what happens is when Kanal accepts that meeting, it'll drop back in here. Instead of saying pending, it will say scheduled, okay? And then you don't go off platform when that meeting comes up. So next week, whenever that meeting is, 10 minutes before the meeting is ready, that upcoming will turn to blue and it will say join. So you join the sessions on text. You don't go off to WebEx or go off to Zoom or anything like that. Everything is done on platform, okay? So don't think you've got to rush off somewhere else because you don't, okay? Now, you can also have communication with people through this platform as well. You've got a message board here, etc., and posts and that sort of stuff. Now, one of the things about that is that, for example, if you do come onto the platform and you actually just want some help with something, but not necessarily, you don't know who to ask or which mentor to go to, you can add a request. So a request is quite simply you being able to say, I need help about whatever subject it is. and you can ask the community, can you help me with this? And you just post that. So you might just want to say, what's a good example? I am looking for a new network in Korea, or career engineering. Any help, any guidance, please. Use it as a social way of just asking people within your community that might be able to help you. And it might be you're actually looking for a job, it might be looking for upskilling, whatever. So I'm going to put networking. I might even add some skills I want to learn, and the skills might be about, networking. It comes up as a skill, networking comments, for example, and save that. So what happens is this will now put that into the community, and anybody in the community can now see that I'm looking for help around this, and it gives them an opportunity to come back to me and say, oh, hi, Shane, I know you're looking for this, perhaps I can help you, right? So it's a two-way ability for you to do that. Now, with those experts, I showed you before the ones that were recommended to me, but you can also browse for experts by category. You can look at experts by, if you want to find a particular area, you can look for different types of experts. Now, remember, they're only going to be experts within your area, within your group. So this is the broader thing here. Again, if I go back to my home and I say, if I look for experts and I want to search all the experts, again, I can search for a particular type of people if I wanted to do that. So your community will be filling up over the next month before we launch. There'll be more and more people coming onto the platform, and there'll be more and more experts as we get our corporate sponsors putting all their people in here. They will start to populate this, so you'll have lots of people that will be in here, and you can start to drill down to the type of people that may be able to help you on your learning journey. All right, what else did I want to do there? I think that's pretty much what I wanted to show for now. There are things, as we talked about, there are badges and stuff that will happen over time. There's a skills navigator. There's lots for you to explore in here. The upcoming events and those sorts of things we've talked about, or that was mentioned, they will all appear in here. So when you at your home, it'll all be in this one place. You'll be able to see those events. And feel free to get in and explore. There's certain tasks we'll expect you to do. But I'll just pause there and see if there's any questions for now before we hand back.
Hey, Shane, while we wait for the questions to come in, it will be good for us to explain the three important page links on the left-hand side. So
Yes.
just for so the homepage, the partner resource page, and the speakers page.
Okay, sure. So on the left-hand side here, you've got these linked pages. Okay, I'm just going to click through them so you can see each one of them. This community page here, again, allows you to come in and you can see the various resources and capabilities. So next steps for students, you can explore the program activities. If you're a mentor, that's their next step. So these are the different screens that are available from there. So go back to the partner resource page. This is when we talked about that library of data. That's all there. So any of these, if you go to these sites, all this is information that's available to you. There's guides in here. There's introductions to various things. Explore this. And if some of them will go off to a page, some of them will go off to a PDF. There's different types of things here that you can go and explore for your stuff there. And then there's the speaker page, which is the events page, where it will show you previous and upcoming events that have been happening. They're just link pages for you to have a look at. Again, explore around and have a good look through there to see what they're all here on the left-hand side on your home page. And Kamal, to the support page, we have a Slack page as well as an email address. Can you just pop that into the chat so that the students have that? So you can use either the Slack page, there's a group Slack page that you guys can get, or you can email us directly at text and we will try and answer your questions as quickly as we can. Okay, now I've got something in the chat here. Yep, all right, no, there's no questions yet. Any questions from anybody?
We have a question from Ms. Yu Yeongyung.
Oh yeah. Hi.
Hi, thank you for introducing how to use the website. And it seems like the basic step for this program is setting a goal or multiple goals. And sometimes for some people it is hard to set a goal. So can I get some advice to set a goal? Or for my case, I have multiple things that I want to do, but all of them are in kind of different direction. So I want to focus on one direction, and I wonder how can I find out myself is fitting to a certain direction. So is there any program to figure that out in this platform or any mentor?
I don't know that we've got a specific area where we're introducing your profile. One thing in your profile where you are setting out your goals, we certainly can have in your bio, you can put your objectives and your goals as part of what it is you're trying to achieve. That's a pretty big place here for you to put something there.
Yep. Shin, we have also seen in previous programs where students were participating that the mentors really help the students set up their goals, and that can happen in chat and during the calls itself. So even if you are not able to set a specific goal, the mentors are there to help you set them and guide you of what to focus on and what not to. So yeah, as you go along with this program, you will get those opportunities to speak with mentors and raise that question with the mentors whenever you can speak with them.
There is one thing around the sessions where what we do have is in your sessions, and look, I haven't got it here, but there are, in every session that you go to, you have notes and actions. So at the end of a session with a mentor, you capture what was discussed, you capture the actions that you have, and both you and your mentor will get an email from the platform that will record those actions and those next steps. So that's automatic. So we keep track of that, or you'll keep track of that. So you will be able to have, once you've had a good session with your mentor, and you might have 2 or 3 sessions over the next few months, you will be able to retain, all that information will be retained. Now, in this new one, I can't show you my personal one, but if I was to show my other details, it would have all the details of my sessions, and that would be in there and recorded. So you can actually set out quite a good structure around that, and that might be a good place for you to have that first conversation with your mentor and then work through that process.
Can I
Okay,
also,
thank you.
Can I also just add to that it's very common, the dilemma that you're mentioning, that's a very common issue that a lot of, students who are still studying and haven't started a career, and even young professionals also face, that they're not sure exactly where they want to take their interest. So this mentorship program is ideal because, you can talk to people who have taken different paths that you could potentially be interested in. Because I hope you understand that you don't have to stick with one mentor when you send a request to one person. You can speak with multiple individuals on the platform, and depending on whose advice or whose career path clicks with you, it helps get you some clarity. So it is a very common dilemma or issue that a lot of students who participate face when they're joining a mentorship program like this. So I don't think you'll be the only one who's still trying to narrow down their interest. And I think speaking to a range of mentors can help you do that.
Marian, we have a question in the chatting box, and Kunal actually responded, but I wonder if you would like to add more.
Yes, users can, as in the students should use the specific link that will be sent to them. I think an email will go to the students for onboarding, and please use that specific link.
Yes, after this Q&A is done, my colleague Upurva will talk about the next steps and upcoming events, and that will tell you exactly how you go. She'll speak about this in more detail, but you have to sign up on the website. And then we just make sure that, you are a student. We just kind of vet your identity and then.
You are muted.
Sorry, I was saying yes. You will get the link after you sign up on the STEM ConnectHER website. My colleague will go into more details right after the Q&A about the next steps. So you'll get more details.
Thank you, Marian. Because of the time constraint, we'll be moving on to the last session. Over to you, Apurva. I'm going to share your screen soon.
Thanks, Sunmi. In the meantime, you share the screen. Hi, everyone. I'm Apurva Singh, Program Officer at the Asia Foundation, and I'm based out of India. I'm co-leading this project with my colleague, Marine. Of course, if you have any further questions or face any issues during the registration process, please feel free to write to us on our email address, which is stemconnect.her@asiafoundation.org. We'll also share that in the chat box for your reference. As for all the exciting things that we have coming up and the next steps, we have a webinar scheduled for January 15th at 12 p.m. with Julia Parks from Pratt & Whitney and Judy Moon from Collins Aerospace, moderated by Young Suk Lee from the Asia Foundation. It's going to be an interesting one with a focus on the aviation industries and opportunities for women like you for building a career in the sector. And even if your interest is not towards aviation, I'm sure you will benefit from the insights of our very experienced speakers as a women in STEM. Kindly register for the webinar if you haven't already, and please do share any questions you would like to ask the speaker in the registration form. Post this, we'll have monthly webinars with the speakers from senior leadership from the many corporate partners. The updates will be available on our website, and you can also follow our Instagram handle to stay up to date on the coming events. You will find the link to the handle on the chat box. As Mary mentioned, we'll also be organizing office visits and we'll reach out to you for your interest and participation once the dates are finalized. All the learning resources are live and you'll be able to access them once you have made your account on TEX. The mentoring feature will be active in February and you'll get an update on both the site and our social media once it's live. Lastly, the official program launch is planned for the month of March. So please do join us then to meet with the other women from the region and with the representatives from our corporate partners. As an immediate step and the registration process, I will request you all to register yourself on the STEM ConnectHER website first, as a follow-up of which after an internal vetting, you will receive an approval email with the link to the text platform, which Shane just gave you a run through of. So it could be a little tedious for you to do the registrations, but we assure you that the process after that would be very smooth for you. If you have any questions still on the registration, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so if not, then with this, we come to the end of this session. I would like to thank Visit for supporting us and connecting us with all the women we have here today. Thank you, Ms. Kwan, for joining us today. Thanks to Kunal and Shane for the excellent work they have done with text for making this experience very smooth for our community members and also for running us through the website. I would like to thank my colleagues Sunmi, Irene, and Marine. And last but not the least, thank you so much to you all for showing interest and taking out the time today to join the orientation. Please know that the STEM ConnectHER team is here for any support you will need throughout your journey in the program. Hope this session was helpful. Please go and register yourself to not miss out on the many opportunities this program provides. And we really hope to see you soon on the 15th. Thank you.
Thank you, Apurva.
Thank you, Sunmi. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.